Peace, it's Masterful Allah with World's Great Men of Color, Volume 1, Asia and Africa and Historical Figures Before Christ, including Aesop, Hannibal, Cleopatra, Zenobia, Askia the Great, and many others. And this one is by my man, J.A. Rogers. Lokman, first great fabulist and wisest man of the ancient East, 1100 BC. Lokman is the most celebrated sage of the East, so great in his fame that there is still a saying, to teach wisdom to Lokman, which is the equivalent of carrying coals to Newcastle. In Islam, his fame equals that of Solomon in the Christian Jewish world. Muhammad quoted him as an authority and named the 31st chapter of the Quran after him. Much that is said about him is legendary. The Arabs say that he lived about 1100 BC, was a coal-black Ethiopian with woolly hair, and was the son of Bora, who was a son or a grandson of a sister of Job. Lokman is often confused with Aesop, who was also a Negro, and who, it appears, adapted some of Lokman's fables to his own use. Aesop lived about 500 years later than Lokman. Of Lokman's intimate life, all we know are what may be deduced from his proverbs and from the anecdotes about him. The following are some of them. Some choice fruit was missing from the master's garden, and Lokman was accused by his fellow slaves of being the thief. To prove his innocence, Lokman took an emetic and threw up his food. At his request, the master forced his accusers to do likewise, whereupon it was proved that they were the guilty ones. On another occasion, the caravan with which he was traveling was held up by brigands. Unmoved by the tears and lamentations of the merchants and their wives, the robbers were taking everything, when one of the victims, as a last resort, told Lokman that he ought to give the thieves lessons in good conduct and wisdom. He felt sure, he said, that Lokman, by his eloquence, could make them return at least a part of their goods, to which Lokman replied, "It would be a greater pity to prostitute lessons of wisdoms to rascals incapable of understanding and appreciating them. There is no file that can clean iron of its rust after the rust has eaten through." When asked how he came to possess such great wisdom, Lokman replied, "It is in seeing the actions of vicious and wicked people